Hey everybody, welcome back to Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. I'm Barber Dave and welcome to a Sunday shave. Really excited. We got a bunch of new products but before we get started, as always, www.theshavingcadre.com. You'll see it there. You'll see it there. Come and see us. We do believe that we're the finest shaving forum in the interwebs, so please come and take a look. And also right over here, you're going to see the barber pole with the cowboy hat on it. That is my subscribe button. Please click on that. And then down here somewhere, you're going to see a bell. Please smash that bell to receive notifications of any new content. And this video will prove why that's important. And then most importantly, if you look down in the comments, make sure you comment as well. But I'm going to leave a listing of all the guys at the Shaving Cadre that have video channels as well. Please check out their channels, especially, because they support the Cadre and they support this channel as every well. And all of that administrative stuff was brought to you by Nurse Dave's Shaving World, the bluest poker chip in San Francisco. You can bet on it. And by the Barber Dave Barbershop at Home device. Yeah, okay, it's a guitar pick, but you can use it for all kinds of stuff. You can scratch. You can use it to scoop soap out of your tub. You can do all kinds of stuff. And you can play the guitar with it. Wow, go figure. Anyways, very excited today because today's shave is brought to you by... Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, and by the way, we're wearing black for a reason. And the black is because, well, I'll show you. But this is also the vintage Shaving Cadre excess lather storage shirt. Can't get these anymore. We've got a new one now. So check out the Cadre and get that. But this shave is brought to you by, and I am so excited to get this finally. Are you ready? Are you ready? That's right. Seaforth Blackwatch. As most of you that follow the channel know that I've been kind of beta testing it and reviewing it as time goes on. Dennis was kind enough, and this is Dennis from Spearhead Shaving, so make sure you check him out. He's got wonderful soaps. You've got Heather, you've got Spice, you've got Fleur de France, you've got the Lime. Just wonderful, wonderful soaps. However, I think this is his best one. This is absolutely fantastic. Beautiful, simple, black and white packaging. And as you can see, you've got bergamot, jasmine, plum, leather, oak moss, incense, and sandalwood. Now, some of you have been laughing at me, but before we get there, see, I'm doing a Nurse Dave thing today. Yeah, he did send me the Aftershave Splash and the EDT. Now, he also sent me the Aftershave Toner, which comes in this really nice milk glass. But unfortunately, the lovely United States Postal Service decided to drop the package and it broke. So when we get another one, we'll go ahead and review that as well. But I can tell you it's going to be wonderful. And in my previous videos, and stick around for a while, this is probably going to be a long video. I had said that the bergamot, jasmine, and plum, and then the incense and the sandalwood. Now, he also sent me the Blackwatch bath soap. Just use that. It's fantastic. However, the plum and the jasmine with the sandalwood are really the main characters in the bath soap. It doesn't leave a heavy fragrance on your skin afterwards. Very moisturizing. So when you pick up the set, pick up the whole thing. Pick up the aftershave, pick up the EDT, pick up the soap, pick up the bath soap, and pick up the aftershave toner, which is a witch hazel. But I love how this does. Now, people that have been watching my channel have said that they couldn't figure out what I said because I said an Oriental Gothic. And everybody's head kind of went, what the hell does that mean? Well, but Dennis liked it, and I liked it. And basically the way I describe it is it's East meets West. To put it into simpler terms, a Chinese temple meets Park Avenue meets the Vatican. That's this scent. Or, if you want people involved, the Dalai Lama meets Don Draper meets the Pope. That is this scent. It is absolutely wonderful. And I'm excited. And we're using everything black today. And the razor that we're going to be using is one of my favorites. This is a George Wolstenholme. Yes, look at the size of that beast. This is an 8/8. Not even a quarter hollow. This thing's darn near a wedge. And it's an 8/8 for barber use. And this thing is heavy. I've ran it across the balsa convex strop and then on leather. For the brush today, because we wanted to stick with black, we're going with the Blackland, the Blackland brush. And then, of course, for the aftershave, we'll be using Blackwatch. And for the Eau de Toilette, we'll be using the Blackwatch as well. Now, right off the puck, you really get, this is the sample that I had, which was a small container, was strong. But this really, right off the puck, you get the incense and the sandalwood, which I would expect, because if you look, the water, and all you need, it's a very semi-soft soap. I float a teaspoon of water on top of it just to soften up a little bit more and to get some of that out. And you really, really get the incense in the beginning. However, like I said, in the other items, it was the plum and the bergamot. So we'll see how it lathers up. Hope everybody's doing well for a Sunday. We have some big stuff going on the cadre today. We have our normal Zoom call. And like anything else, Dennis's soaps lather super easy. Now, this is a synthetic. Now, it does start out, and it's a little bit almost a tan color as you're loading it. Now, obviously, if you load it off the puck, or if you take the Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home device and scoop out a little bit into a bowl, that's good too. But it's very thick, very creamy. And that's about all you need. In fact, that's probably more than I'll need. And there's a lot still left after loading. And that's, like I said, that's only with a teaspoon of water is all. So obviously it's nice to be able to load this off the container, because that way I can see exactly how it's going to act on a day-to-day basis. But typical with Dennis and Seaforth, very simple packaging, very, very big homage to Seaforth all the way around, and so just wonderful stuff. Yeah, I overloaded this. It goes on heavy. But as I said, you get the incense, because it's almost a tannish color, a beige, when it first goes on. Now, this is really pasty and thick right now, but I'm getting the bergamot and the plum. Very similar to what I had when we did the samples. And as I said, this will take a lot of water, but it feels really luxurious on the skin. And as I had said in previous videos, I was a little worried that it was going to be a little too heavy for the summer months here in the Southwest. But what I've noticed is that the bergamot and the plum, like right now, it's all jasmine, bergamot, and plum. Very little sandalwood or incense. You get that sweetness of the jasmine and that plumness, for lack of a better term. But super, super thick. And just wonderful to add just a little bit more water, because as I said, I think I loaded just a little bit thick. But look at that. Shiny, creamy, slick. I really do think that this is Dennis's best base. And I want to thank him for sending that. Okay, let's see how we do here. And with this razor, the soap's a little thicker because it's so heavy. And all I do is really just let this thing fall down my face. And with this thing being so close to a wedge, it is an extremely quiet razor on the skin. Normally, 5/8 and 6/8 are kind of my wheelhouse. However, just the sheer size of this razor really make it a joy to use. I've got a full wedge Wade and Butcher like this, and I got to tell you, I'm leaning the nod towards this Wasty as far as the shave. But you can't let this grind fool you, because a lot of people say, oh, the heavier grinds, you know, they're a little bit less unwieldy and less apt to move around. No, they can. Well, let's get back to the reason why we're here. Spearhead Shaving, obviously, Dennis. It's a neat artisan company. Dennis and I have had quite a bit of conversations. Man, just wonderful. The residual slickness of this soap is amazing. Now you're starting to get a little bit of the oak moss and the sandalwood on the rinse, which is nice. The one thing I do love about this soap, and about any soap that takes you kind of on a journey, meaning that each time you lather it, it's a little bit different. Like, for instance, in this, you have the sandalwood and the oak moss and the incense on the rinse. Now, it's all plum. I mean, it is all plum. This will take on a lot of water, because like I said, I probably overloaded it, and I'm still adding water to it, but it just shaves wonderful, beautifully creamy. Dennis, you hit it out of the park on this one, as all of them. I mean, the only one that I do not have as of yet is the lime, and but I've got all those other ones, and they're all just super. But as far as overall creaminess, and smoothness and glide and cushion, I definitely have to say that this base that he's using, which I understand is a new base, is amazing. The residual slickness from the first pass is amazing, and making this just wonderful. The glide. And even during as you're shaving, you're getting different hints of the fragrance notes. And I think I said this in my last video, that it does that. You'll have the plum and the bergamot and the jasmine wanting to say, hey, we're in the beginning. Then you've got the sandalwood, oak moss, and incense saying, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Just wonderful. Now the jasmine is kind of the most apparent right now. And as I said, the residual slickness is just amazing. So as you can see, I've added water 3 times, and it's still super thick. And normally, I like the soaps a little bit thinner towards the end of my straight razor shave, because it's you know, you worry about blade shatter, you worry about the blade sticking, because a lot of shaving soaps, when you rinse, you kind of get rid of the slickness. This one is the exact opposite. This is super slick all the way through, and it maintained its consistency. So now on the third pass, I'm getting more of the plum again, and a little bit of the bergamot, and sandalwood and incense. The oak moss is probably the weakest of all these, but still just great. I believe this soap is coming out the beginning of October, and I can see this selling out easily. So make sure that when you receive the notification from Dennis, that you jump on it. I think on his website you can sign up for his newsletter, and that's where you can also find out when this will be out. I'm almost positive it's the first, maybe October 4th. That date rings a bell, but don't hold me to that. But I know it'll be the first week of October. And the beauty of this fragrance is it can be worn in the summer, and it can be worn during the holidays. And I really do believe that it's the Orient meets Park Avenue meets the Vatican. Because as you know, as I've been shaving with this, I've been using Penhaligon's Elixir as the closest match to this. And now I've got the EDT for this, so. And I can definitely see using this in the shop along with my signature stuff from CBL for my clients. Just wonderful slickness. Wow. Face feels great. A little bit of cleanup to do. But other than that, what a tremendous shave. And I can't thank Dennis enough for having sorry, I don't want to talk while I was flat baiting. That could have been ugly. I want to really thank him for sending this to me. And also for having the confidence to get a barber's take on this fragrance and this performance. It means a lot. It's nice to be recognized for things like that. Okay, that's all she wrote. So, as I said, I've tried the soap before, obviously, but it was in, a sample format. So, is the soap better in the full tub? Absolutely. The fragrances are a little bit heavier. I think having the bath soap certainly helps bring more of the fragrance to the front. However, you don't need it. You want it, but you don't need it. It's just, it's wonderful. I would say a 15-second maximum load is all you're going to need right off the container, and then probably a pea-size amount in your bowl if you're going to do that. And as I said, just putting water on the face, it's super, super slick, feels moisturized. Anything else? We use a little bit of alum. Nothing. Well, I think I may have caught myself right there, a little bit of a bite. Let that dry down for a second and rinse it. And then we do have another new product that we received yesterday. And for our Witch Hazel, again, I would be using the Seaforth one, but unfortunately the USPS decided to break it on me. We've got Quinn's Lavender. And I think lavender will go real well with this. In fact, it does. It brings out the plum, and it brings out the bergamot and the jasmine. It brings it out just a little bit. And it's a witch hazel, so obviously it's going to blend away pretty quick. Absolutely tremendous shave, and the moisturizing of everything. But the soap, because we haven't even touched the aftershave yet, just wonderful and wonderful smells. And it's light, but with the bath soap and the shaving soap, it still hangs around. So let's talk about the aftershave. Now this is the aftershave splash. Oh wow, you're hit immediately with bergamot. Right out of the thing. And then the plum, and as you take a deep breath, you get the bergamot, the plum, and then the incense and the sandalwood. Wonderful bottle and great reducer. This is an alcohol splash. This has got a little bit of an Old Spice vibe to it. Even though I know that it doesn't share a lot of the notes right out of the bottle. Oh man, that could be the alcohol. But yeah, the bergamot is the big player here. You start to smell the plum. You don't, from the aftershave, you don't get a lot of the sandalwood yet. I'm sure that will dry down into that because obviously your citrus flavors are going to be fading quickly as far as the fragrance pyramid is concerned. For our talc today, we're going to be using Clubman. I would love to see a talc with this fragrance. Yeah, and really with the aftershave, even with the talc, with a light fragrance, the bergamot is the big player here. The plum, not so much jasmine on the aftershave. Yeah, bergamot is the big player here. And then you're starting to feel the sandalwood as it dries down a little bit. Oh, just what an experience. And for the EDT, of course, the same fragrance. Let's see how this does. Out of the bottle, you get a little bit more of the sandalwood and plum. Yeah, you don't get quite as much bergamot. Definitely EDP strength, I think. But still the plum's a big player here. You still have the bergamot in the background. and the oak moss. And then you're starting to, but not as incensey as the soap. So this surprises me. It's not quite as dark as the Penhaligon's elixir, but you still have that gothic feel. And I stick with my guns saying that it's Oriental Gothic. You know, a Chinese temple meets Park Avenue meets that. You could wear this with a suit and tie, going to church, going to a board meeting, or you could wear this with shorts and a t-shirt. Because it's got a great transition from being able to wear it in the summer, especially with the aftershave. That's a summer aftershave. And then now, because I sprayed it on a little bit heavy, now I'm starting to get the oak moss, the incense, the sandalwood, and I'm sure it'll dry down. And I'll report back probably next week or so to see how it dries down 3, 4, 5 hours down the road. But again, I cannot thank Dennis at Seaforth enough. So again, today's shave has been brought to you by Seaforth Blackwatch. This is the first use, first video of this premiere soap, which will be coming out in October. Again, the Blackwatch Aftershave Splash. This is an alcohol-based splash. And then, of course, the Seaforth Blackwatch EDT. And then, of course, he did send me the bath soap at all. Also, he sent me the milk glass version of the aftershave toner. Fortunately, that got damaged, and we'll review that when we do buy some and everything else. So, thank you, everybody. Once again, don't forget to come see us at www.theshavingcadre.com. I'm Barber Dave. This has been Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. I hope you have a blessed Sunday, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.